What's up? What's going on? Arvind Ramakrishna here, and welcome to Driven to Draw, where I teach you how to bring your sketches to life. So let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about why drawing things you hate will help your creativity. So let's get started. That's kind of an odd choice, isn't it? When you think about it, it's like, why would you ever draw something you don't like? And most of the time, people always say that anytime you are starting to draw and you are starting to be creative, is that you should start to gravitate toward the things that you really enjoy, some of the things that you like to draw, because I know, like my son, he loves dinosaurs, but if I tell him to draw a car, he hates it. He hates drawing cars. and I always was wondering about that, and I'd ask him, well, why is it that you don't like to draw cars, or you don't like to attempt them? And he would just tell me, well, it's just too hard. And I said, well, dude, I'm drawing cars. You should be learning this stuff from me, because I tell you what, if you start practicing, you get good at it, you may actually like it. So this really brings up a very interesting topic, because why drawing things helping your creativity, it almost seems like the opposite would happen. It's sort of like a very ironic thing. And I want to explain this a little bit further. So what I'm doing here is that I am drawing a couple of elephants here. And I want to talk about why I'm doing it. It's not because well, first of all, I don't hate drawing elephants, and I don't hate drawing animals. But I will say that I'm not used to it. So I'm not very, I'm sort of afraid of them, because it's not within my comfort zone. And I think a lot of people will gravitate toward what their comfort zone is. And one of the things that I've learned as I've started to expand my horizons and start to draw different things is that you really need to get out of your comfort zone and start to draw things that you really are not used to drawing, or some things, and that might entail drawing things you don't like. Now, for instance, I've always enjoyed, or I've always been fascinated by animals, but I've been afraid of them because there's a lot of anatomy that you got to learn, and if you want to draw it right, you can always just sort of pick up the pen and the pencils and draw. But one of the things that I've also noticed as I cultivate my skill set as somebody who enjoys drawing and somebody that just likes the process of learning, I've learned that you can take a lot of those skill sets and start to transfer them over into other particular areas. And if you know how, well, you may not know how, but if you start to take that approach in your quest to become more creative, you'll find that it's not as difficult as you might think it is. Now, this comes to the next point with how does it help your creativity. Being creative is really about learning many different things and finding a way to sort of connect the dots. So there's going to be times where you might have to learn something a little bit different and learn that particular subject, pretty well, in order for you to be able to come back and be able to utilize that information and to use that to do something completely new and different. So if you are, let's say, if you are a car designer, or if you are a product designer, the question could be, well, why am I drawing animals? Why am I drawing insects or any of that stuff? Well, because let's just say that you look at you learn how to draw a texture. Like like you see me drawing the texture of an elephant here, right? Well, maybe that texture is relevant to using that for a particular backpack, or kind of a leather pattern, or something to that effect, right? So you have to, the funny thing is that when you're drawing an elephant or you're drawing an animal, you're sort of focused on that one particular task and trying to learn that. That might mean learning how to draw these wrinkles, and learning how to communicate these forms, and learning how to communicate a particular texture. But then to be creative, it means, well, how do I take that information that I've learned here, and how do I apply it to something completely new or something completely different? And that can't happen if you're only focused on enjoying the things that you like to do, only the things that you like to do. That's why concept artists, when they start to learn, or even people who are designers in general, they have to learn many different things. They can't just be a one-trick pony. They got to learn anatomy. They may need to learn how to draw figures. They may need to learn about history. And I used to now I kind of get it, because some of my friends who are concept artists, they used to go back and read the history books. They used to look at, what is the attire that people wore when they fought in the Civil War, or World War I, World War II. And then how do you take that information? They may end up actually drawing and replicating those outfits or those military gear or whatever it is, and then now they have to take that and then try to create something completely different and something that's completely new. So when you come to this channel and you always see me drawing something that's not the norm, it's not automotive related, well, it's because I'm trying to learn something different, something that's out of my comfort zone, and then trying to figure out, well, how can I use this information for something down the road. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this particular episode and learning about why you should learn to draw things that you hate in order to be more creative. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and comment below, and please spread the word. And if you like this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and we'll see you here next time on Driven to Draw. Have a good one.